Yes. Yes, hello. Welcome. Welcome back. Another episode of the Squirrelcast. So today, I hope everybody's well. Move that camera a little bit. Hope everybody's okay. You can see where I've been, as I do Lego builds. That's my little platter that I put the pieces on when I sit on the couch. Anywho, I love being so prepared for these and having like the ambiance set up and everything set up. Like I said, no edits, no reshoots, no special treatment, no retakes. The raw cookie dough of goodness from my soul. So let's crack a coulter because it is the weekend. Ooh, does that work? Can everybody still hear me? That might be a position from now on. I don't have to actually hold the mic. Okay, today, now that I'm comfortable, let's talk about house guests. I'm going to hold it. It feels more comfortable. House guests. The idea that always seems better beforehand. So house guests are awesome. I love having friends over. One of the things I love is doing, good old summer barbecues, especially. Family at the holidays is always nice. But I'll tell you, house guests come in different tiers, you could be very used to family. I mean, you don't want to do more than 2 to 3 days with family because then your mother starts to tell you how to do things in your own home, and your father's judging your lawn and looking at, the general condition of your house and going, have you put money away for this and that and the other thing? And it's those little side projects that you've chosen to for your own sanity to ignore. Because you're better at dealing with the crisis when that thing breaks in your house than dealing with the preventative maintenance. So family is cool. Summer barbecues during the day are cool because everybody's outside on your deck, so the mess is concentrated into one specific area, unless you got really messy friends, especially on the dude side when they pee and they make a mess of your toilet. But then you got like the random interspersed people. It's always great when people come to see you as a person because you feel that warm and fuzzy that somebody thought to come and see you and visit and have a good time together and hang out, maybe do some different activities. Maybe you go out and go bungee jumping, or you go catcall women off of a terrace, or whatever gets your rocks off. Or maybe you and your friend make a game of you trying to find a wife at the local adult establishment of dancing. Whatever. I don't judge. And then, you have house guests that come for other reasons, but, they're your friends, so you give them a place to crash. And these people, living through a personal experience here, generally do their own thing, live on their own schedule, but expect you to follow their schedule for some reason of what they're doing. And basically give little to no credence to your own schedule. And then when you call out the fact that they're giving little to no credence to their own schedule, they call you insane. You know who you are. So, they come over, generally, you gotta help them wake up. They kind of pace around your house in a kind of permanently semi-caffeinated jitter. And then they go off and do their thing. And then they'll tell you they're coming home, and they won't show up for 2 to 3 hours. And then when they come in, they'll say it's your fault for expecting them to have shown up, and it's not their fault that they're running 2 to 3 hours late. It's just this great feeling all around of having just a lunatic, a bona fide clinical lunatic show up and then tell you how you should live your life for the next 2 to 3 days because they're in town and their priorities take precedence. So, but would I change any of that? Would I rather they stay at an Airbnb? No. No, because for myself, I throw the sickness right back at that house guest, and I say, I'm going to, even more than usual, stick to my routine and refuse to accommodate because I know it's going to drive. Like, it's what I love about it is it allows me to be that toxic relationship without actually having a permanent toxic relationship in which to live. I just get to vent a little bit of the terribleness and foist it upon this person. And I think this house guest in particular foists their terribleness upon me. And we basically abuse each other for 3 days. It's oddly sexually fulfilling. We always threaten each other that, we'll come into each other's rooms. I have a guest bedroom downstairs and I sleep upstairs. So we're always threatening each other before we go to bed to, that we'll never know if either one of us is lurking over the other one while they sleep. Somebody will wake up with somebody snuggling them or, just some form of potentially terrifying over nocturnal affair that would occur. House guests, house guests are great. House guests are a challenge, especially if you're used to living alone. Or in my case, alone half the time, with a child the other half of the time. And let me tell you, kids don't, I would argue kids don't adjust. They adjust pretty well, but I think they do struggle to adjust to house guests. I remember being as a kid struggling to adjust to house guests when they came over. It's kind of like this person in your space. How much food do you have to give a house guest before you fulfilled your obligation? How many text messages of grocery lists that are quite honestly written as demands do you need to fulfill before you fulfilled your obligation? Does the house guest not have an obligation to treat you to a dinner? Maybe a firm handshake? Some sort of recompense for your generosity and your hospitality? In my experience, no, apparently. I'm just, it's expected of me. Ooh, look at this. That's a hot face right there. It's expected, and I'm going to live in resentment. But kids also, like getting back to the kids, when you bring over house guests as an adult, you got to think about the kids and how their schedules are working and what their priorities are and when they have to go to bed and get up. And you got to tell the house guest, you can't show up at 11 o'clock at night stomping and yelling about, your dinner with all the cool people that because the kid is sleeping. So house guests, man. What a trip. I also am of an age now where I would argue I'm not as comfortable being a house guest. Because I have a schedule, because I have my own priorities, I would rather put that upon someone who is paid to treat my priorities as the priorities. I'm more comfortable staying in a hotel. I can tell you, last hotel stay I had in BC wasn't my best experience, but I could leave and come back at whim without disturbing anybody in their own home. So, those. But listen, I get it. A hotel now is like $300 a night. It's ridiculous. Airbnb, it's the same thing. So I guess I have this like weird I don't like being a house guest, but I'm perfectly happy accepting house guests. And I'm perfectly happy accepting them as long as they don't behave like narcissists. You know who you are. To that particular person, I'll never forgive you. You're the bane of my existence. And I can't wait to see you again, and I really hope we get to hang out longer next time, and I'm serious about that. This time it was too quick. You left too quickly, and I'm having withdrawal. So if there's any of this that you felt was unfair in this small spiel here, understand that it's your fault. You hurt me, and when you come back, depending on your behavior, there might be some forgiveness. Maybe buy me a pizza or something. Ciao.